Shalom, everyone. Shalom. You're not feeling well? How's the lighting? It looks dark. Let me bring it closer. Praise the Almighty. While we wait for a couple more people to get on, definitely thank the Almighty for this week. Thank the Almighty for the fellowship. Last night was a blessing. Definitely got into the feast days and whatnot. A small little story, I guess, dealing with, I got back from Belize the other time, I think, in February, and there was a new hire. As soon as this new hire came, my main boss, he's cool though, you know. Almost he started acting real funny, so I was like, all right, here we go. I dealt with this at the last company I came from, where I was cool, and this new guy came and he acted like who's Simon. So I was like, all right, here we go. But that situation ended up crumbling. They ended up becoming enemies, and then the guy tried to come and be like cool, like try to restore what we had, but I already seen your true colors. Someone else comes on the block, you'll forget who Simon is again. So I already seen through that. So now, you know, me seeing how it works up here, with this situation, it was more mild. But once again, that new person isn't doing too hot. So now all of a sudden, you know, the demeanor's changed. It's like, you know, it's weird because it's kind of what I'm teaching. It's the people that's faithful. You know, the people take no credence to it. I'm gonna be dealing with kind of relationship-wise and how it ties, you know, you dating people, as well how it ties on to people's service to the Most High. But the reason why, you know, guys, girls like the bad dudes, right, is because they don't give free validation, and they don't give energy and time as easy as the people that's just up front, or what they call the nice guys, that's just honest. They feel that they're boring, and so they give more energy to the people that's not faithful, and it ends up being to their ruin, guys or girls, and especially in your relationship to the Most High, being on thorny ground and whatnot, and knowing how can I not be faithful to the Most High when He's done so much to me? He told Israel, he says, look at all the nations. Look at the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Moabites. Have any of them left their gods? But you, O house of Israel, have left from turning the Most High, from serving me. The Almighty put a hedge, gave them houses that they did not build, vineyards that they did not plant, land, castles, villages, farmland. He did a lot for them, and yet they turned. He was up front from the beginning, face value from the beginning, and they turned. And you see that mannerism to this day. The same reason why women like the bad guys and get 1 or 2 kids and get knocked up, you know, by the Tyrones or the Chads out there. And then after you're knocked out and you got no tread on your tires, now you came to your senses and want a nice guy. Now you learn. So the nice guy has to get your leftovers. The nice guy has to get, you know, whatever's left, whatever emotional damage that you got from the first bad relationships of choosing the wrong guys. You know, because you want the guys that are fun and go to the club or do this or aggressive or gangsters or whatever. And, you know, when you read the book of Hosea, It's showing the same thing that we see in this generation today, that the Almighty made a marriage, and she played the whore. Israel played the whore and turned to the lovers. And the lovers left her destitute and without anything. And then she, wants to come back. It says, hey, where's your bill of your mother's divorcement? You forgot that I did all these things for you. I was seeing a video, and I'll roll it up, but I was tying that to my job. How this woman will brag about going on a date at 6:30 with a dude, but getting her back blown out by another dude later on that night. Or another woman, they brag about this stuff. Or another woman is only with this dude because she has no place to live. And the dude proposed to her to marry, and she accepted. But the money they're saving for the marriage, she's sending some of that money to her real man that's in prison. And then once he gets out, she's going to leave the dude she's living with to go be with him. And that's the thing. The guy that's upright, and I don't know, maybe the guy in the house is a garbage, but the guys that's up front, like the Almighty, that's face value, that show love in the beginning, they don't care for it because they didn't have to work for the love. And so because of that, they don't appreciate it. But us as the children of the Most High, we're not like that. We appreciate if someone comes in this face value, we appreciate that. The world don't. They're like, oh man, he's so nice, this and this, he'll always be, it's in abundance, it's like water, it's in abundance. Oh, I got a whole bunch of chicken, I'll just take a couple of bites and leave a lot of chicken on the bone left, just throw it in the trash. It's not worth me trying to get all the chicken off the bone. And they feel that that's in abundance, so they don't take light, they don't value that. When you give everything to your kids, you give everything to your kids, they don't value money. They don't know how hard it takes, so you don't give everything to your kids. You have to teach them morals and value, because if not, they become spoiled and don't value it. He gave them lands and houses and castles and gave them this land. And it says, when you eat and you're full, don't forget who gave you this stuff. Don't say by my own hands. Don't exalt yourself and turn to other gods. It says, when I give you this land and you eat and you have vineyards and castles and stuff that you didn't achieve, don't exalt yourself and get comfortable, and then you turn to other gods. And that's exactly what they did. And that's exactly what people do to this day. And they translate how they are before they came to the Most High, and they get baptized, and they don't become a new creature, and it translates into how they act with the Most High and with the people of the Most High. Because their mannerisms did not change. It's almost you teach your kid how to steal at a young age, and you teach your kids how to get over people, because we're going to go and we're going to act like we're homeless, and I'm going to bring you, and the kids know good well you're not homeless. The kids good well you don't need something to eat. The kids, but you teach them and you condition them, and then they live in this world is like, the way I achieve and excel in life is I got to come up. I got to get over someone. If I see them drop a wallet, I take that wallet. If I could lie to get more money, I lie to get more money. If I get a job, I'm looking if there's loopholes to where I could get money or get free groceries. If I could throw some groceries out the window and come back tonight and get it. Their whole mindset is just trying to a quick come up. I don't care what bridges I need to burn. I don't care what I need to do. The only way I can excel is by me doing it in wickedness and coming up and getting over other people. And that's how this world is. This is why I can't wait till the Almighty destroys this planet. We're waiting for the former and the latter rain. So, it's going to maybe take a little bit more time next year, 10 years, 100 years, I don't know. But, seeing that mannerism, I'll teach on today anyways, because there's a reason. So, tie that back into the book. Last point is, so I always stay faithful. And because of that, on the job site, people take that for granted, and then they give credence and give honor and give all this to these people that really don't really care. And then they want to come back to me, and it's like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm not, I'm going to be primary. I'm not your secondary. I'm not none of that, No, go to that dude that you esteem so highly. Go to him. Like when they came to the Most High, after they went into captivity in Judges, then they want to turn. They served other gods. The Almighty sent the Philistines or whatnot, and they were under rule for 8 years. And then the angel came. No, go ask those gods. Those gods that you serve to deliver you. I delivered you from Egypt, from Moab. I took care of you. Go to your false gods. Don't come running to me. Go to your false gods. That's who you chose. Because I showed you love in the beginning, and you didn't give no credence. You lightly esteemed my love. So then you go run after false gods or deities or devils that can care less, that want your destruction because they go into the lake of fire, so they want to destroy you and have you sacrifice your kids and cut yourself and do all this other foolishness, witchcraft and whatnot. You want to serve these false gods, so when it comes to your ruin, don't come running to me. Go serve your gods. Let those gods deliver you. That's exactly what the angels say. Like, oh, I'm sorry. And that's exactly what they're going to do, but it's going to be too late when you're on your deathbed and you're on your way to the lake of fire. You're going to try to run to the Almighty last minute? No, you wanted to serve the gods of this world. Clubbing, drinking, smoking, lying, stealing, adultery. You wanted to serve all that stuff. So don't come running to me. Welcome to True Hebrews United of the Almighty Yeshua. This is your beloved, holiness, instructed discipleship, Joe Sargent. I'm about to get into the book as usual. Definitely, shalom. Definitely give all honor to the Almighty Yah through his son Yeshua Mashiach, only begotten of the Father. Definitely give double honor to the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the teachers, the elders, the bishops, the deacons across the whole planet, teaching, persuading people to repent from their sin and come to this gospel before it's everlasting too late. Definitely all the brothers and sisters keeping the Almighty's commandments, statutes, judgments, precepts, and ways. It's a tough walk, but we can do it. Definitely, and thank the Almighty for that. There was a question on Facebook, which the person didn't really answer it correctly, so I'm going to answer it. Person said, why did the Almighty call himself Son of Man? And someone, I forgot the answer to that, is because, essentially he said because he came from man, he called Ezekiel Son of Man or whatnot. Now, the correct answer to that is because he didn't want to reveal to the world who he was until he died. Perfect example. He says, who do man say that I am? And they said, some say Elijah, some say John the Baptist, some say one of the prophets. It says, but who do you say that I am? And Peter answered the question correctly. Hey, that are Mashiach, the Son of the Most High. He says, Simon Bar Jonah, because his name was Simon Peter, Bar, son of Jonah, your father. Simon Bar Jonah, meaning I know who your father is. You know who my father is. So he lets you know. It says, no man have revealed this to you but my Father which is in heaven. And he told them when he gave him his true identity, because he referred to everyone as himself as Son of Man to everyone else. But to his apostles, he let them know his true identity. He says, don't tell no one this. So the reason why to answer that question, he called himself the Son of Man is because he didn't want to reveal his identity. This is why when he was on, when they sent him to Pontius Pilate and they said, tell us, are you the Son? Are you the Son of the Most High? He said, thou sayest. He didn't even want to say nothing. Thou sayest. And said, see, what other matter do we have? What other matter do we have? Tell us. He says, tell us straightly. Are you the Son of God? Son of Yah? He says, you said it. Even to the very end, he didn't want to. Why would he reveal this to the Pharisees that's crucifying him? This comes by revelation, which we read in 1 John. So hopefully that answers that question. I'm really going to pull away and not type and get drugged in all that stuff. But I don't know if you guys had that question, but have always wondered that. But that's why he's not revealing that to everyone. He came down and he gave an example. And then after he went up and ascended, he revealed who his identity, and we have faith in who he is. So, with all that said being done, let's let the fingers do the walking and the scriptures do the talking, right? Genesis chapter 34. Genesis chapter 34. Normally we do with the fruits of the Spirit, but I got to deal with a different topic. So praise the Almighty. Oh, there's a lot of comments, and I got to wave to some people. Genesis chapter 34. We're going to start at verse 1. Genesis 34, verse 1. All right, I'm trying to wave all these people real quick. Bear with me. All right, that's all the waves I think are done. Oh, there's two more. Bam. Janie, Occupate. I appreciate you guys. Gia, Shalom, all that good stuff. Genesis chapter 34, starting at verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shittim, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and he lay with her and defiled her. And his son claimed unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. Now we're going to stop right there. We'll come back to the end of this story. So he slept with this girl. So let's keep going. Verse 30. Now what happened? They came and smashed on these people. Levi, and I forgot the other one. Simeon. They came and smashed and took the city and took captives and whatnot, right? Took the spoils of war. And Jacob said unto Simon and Levi, you have troubled me to make me sneak among the inhabitants of the land, and the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in numbers, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and I and my house. And they said, shall they deal with our sister as with a harlot? So here's the thing, which I was giving my testimony about this week, and how the employee, my boss was acting a little weird once this new guy came, but the guy's slipping. So now, I'm back on the scene or something, but whatever, right? So dealing with the harlot. See, the reason why we don't really do like boyfriends, or we don't really do, fornication, is because a man wants all the benefit with none of the commitment. So you're treating her like a whore. If you have, we're dating, you're still a whore. You're not married, you're a whore. There is no, we live together. If you're not married, you're a whore. He's reaping all of the benefits, but none of the commitment. Let's just say American-wise, no alimony. You're not entitled to his house. Anything that you guys achieve together, even if you made payments and he bought a house in his name, but you're not married, and any of you work together and you bought a family van together, but you break up, then what? There's no entitlement. There is no commitment. There is no witnesses. There is no nothing. So they reap all the benefits of that with none of the commitment. Because what's the main benefit of having a wife? It's on-demand vagina. It's on-demand intimacy. And you can say, no, that's not true because it's a helpmate. But remember, a man trying to sleep with a normal woman, he's not looking for a helpmate. He's looking for this, a certain situation, right? So, and that situation is only given to a person that's supposed to be a husband. See, because you could have a secretary. You could have a maid come and clean and cook. The same thing, to do the exact same thing as a wife, but you just don't have intimacy with the maid. Or you could have a secretary come and do all your paperwork and do your taxes and do all this stuff and do some of the stuff that your wife would do, but you just don't have intimacy. But what's the one thing you cannot hire someone to do for you that a wife could do? It's intimacy. So then when you go ahead and engage with a woman and have no commitment, you're treating her like a whore. And she's being a whore. And he's being a whore too. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a whore before I came to the Most High as well. But, so we see this. Now, this mannerism of what dudes do to this day and what women do to this day, they take that and they apply that to the Most High. Because they want all the benefit of being saved or saying they're saved or being a part of a congregation, but none of the commitment and none of the sacrifice and none of the accountability. So let's go ahead and give me Ephesians chapter 4. And let's go with verse 16. From whom the whole body fitly joined together, right? And compacted, by which every joint supplieth according to the effectual working of every part, making increase of the body unto edifying itself in love. So that means everyone needs to do their part. There cannot be one person in the congregation that does not have to do certain things that everyone does. That means everyone adds to the congregation, adds value to the congregation. The fact of just, you'll ask a woman, you say, hey, what do you bring to the table? I am the table. But you don't add any value. You don't add, what do you add? I'm taking you out on dates and this, that, this. What do you add? How can we build? I need a teammate. I need someone I build. You add no value. I am the table. So what does the table consist of? Because it adds no value. And that's the same thing. I was talking to Sister Whitney the other day. I said, I see some of these women's Facebook. And by default, if I was in the world, I'll just run through them. Because when you see their Facebook, all they do is do that little loop video where they just film themselves. And you see them all the time. All they do is post pictures of their body, post pictures of their faith. You don't add any. Is this is this your life of showing you what you cook? I mean, that's cool if you're showing how to cook, but showing you what you ate, or showing you your face, or showing your body and doing a butt pic, is that the value? Is that the depth or the merit? That's what you have? That's the substance? You're that shallow to where you have nothing else. You can't have a conversation with any wisdom. So how am I in the world if I was looking for a wife and that's all you post? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a good cook. I'm pretty sure she's good at managing money. I'm pretty sure she's good at taking care of the kids. I'm pretty sure she's good at teaching the kids, being strict on the kids' education and being involved in the kids' education from what she posts. But then they want a man. But then what you post has no value. Eventually those boobs will sag, and that skin will sag, and those gray hairs will come in, and that, all that stuff will go away. Eventually, so then what are you going to have? Nothing. Because you did not achieve anything of real value. Real value. So, back to this. When you get a person in the body, they know off top, hey, I'm part of a body now, and I need to add value. I'm my brother's keeper, and they are my keepers. I need to add. It says the whole body fitly joined together and compacted, where every joint supplieth. So now every single person know that they need to add value to the congregation. They can't just show up and just say, I am the table. I just show up for the Sabbath service. I don't do nothing. I don't add nothing. I don't give tithes. I don't show up. I don't do anything. That is no different than the woman that's saying, I am the table. Hey, I'm taking you out on dates or this and this. Hey, man, can you pick up some this and this and this and this? And oh, no, I can't do that. All this. I am the table. I just am the table. That's it. What do you bring to the table? I am the table. That's essentially what they do. You are coming and you want to reap all the benefits of a congregation, but no commitment, no sacrifice, and no accountability. But let's keep going. Verse 17. I say therefore, and testify in the Almighty, that you henceforth not walk as other Gentiles walk in the vanity of their mind. So he's saying you need to work together as a team, as one body. Don't be like the Gentiles. Don't be like the Gentiles. This is why people, they have their word carries no weight. This is how you could set up plans and you could say, hey, oh, they'll just text you. They don't even have enough respect to call you, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it, and send a text. Because you can't really reply. Hey, man, why can't you make it? Hey, I'm depending on... They don't even want to be confrontational. They don't even have the respect to call you or show up and say, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. This is why they have no accountability. So, the word carries no weight. If you can't add, then you're unfaithful. Your word's supposed to have weight. When you say, I want to serve the Almighty, and you dip yourself in the water, you are saying, I want to go all the way with the Most High. I am going to go all the way. I'm going to love him with all of my mind, with all of my heart, with all of my strength, and with all of my might. You said that. You made that commitment. You made that commitment. I mean, us at True Believers United, I tell, hey, this is what we about getting out of Babylon, this and this and this. This is your requirement. So they know prior to even baptism what's required for True Believers United. They know that. And they agree to it. And what happens is, what if this is your word, and no one can depend on it? You're unfaithful. It holds no weight. You know, there's one thing, you know, and I don't want to always say me, but usually, probably 9 times out of 10, you can know that Simon's going to come through in some way, some shape, or form. If he says he's going to do it, it's going to get done unless something happens. It may not get done at a certain time frame or whatnot situation, but it's going to get done. And when he says things move. I can depend on Simon for this, and this, and this. You know what I'm saying? So your word needs to carry weight. But let's get into the book. Give me Numbers chapter 30. I'm going to show you guys something. Numbers chapter 30. We're going to go a little bit faster now. Numbers chapter 30. Verse 1 and 2. Numbers 30, 1 and 2. It says, And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribe concerning the children of Israel, saying unto them, This thing which the Almighty commanded me, if any man vow unto the Almighty, and swear an oath, and bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word, he shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. So if you vow something unto the Almighty, but we're going to get into that. I'm going to tie that in to how people be sinning against the Most High. But let's keep going. Go ahead and give me Deuteronomy chapter 23. And we're going to start at verse 21. It says, When thou shalt vow unto the Almighty again, thy Yah, thou shalt not slack to pay it, for the Almighty thy Yah will surely require it of thee, and it will be sin unto thee. Let's keep going. Give me Ecclesiastes. I forgot about that one. That one's not written down. It's off the dome. I think it's chapter 5 or something. Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 4. When a man voweth a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he have no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou vow. Better is he that should not vow than thou shalt vow a vow and not pay it. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. Neither say before the angel it was an error. Wherefore should the Almighty be angry at that voice and destroy the works of thy hands. So it says when you vow. Now, brother, you know it or not, when you decide to get baptized, you made a statement unto the Most High. And you made a covenant. And what happens when a woman breaks a covenant or a man breaks a covenant? What is it called? It's called adultery. Because you made a covenant with someone. In that covenant, you promised to be with them for the rest of their life. To be faithful and to be in their corner. And you broke that covenant. And the same thing when it comes to serving the Most High. When you decide you want to dip yourself in the water, you said that you will be faithful to the Most High. That you will serve him and be married to him. And for eternity. You made a covenant with him. But let's keep going. Give me Leviticus chapter 5. And we're going to start at verse 4 and 5. Or if the soul swear, pronouncing with his lips to do evil or to do good. So if you make an unwise vow, whatsoever it be that the man shall pronounce with the oath, and it shall be hid for him when he knoweth it, then he shall be guilty of these. And it shall be when he shall be guilty of one of these things that he shall confess, and he hath sinned in that thing. And thou shalt bring the trespass offering unto the Almighty for a sin offering, which he has sent, a female from the flock, a lamb or a kid of goats for a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for it concerning his sin. So this lets you know that, hey, no matter what you say, if it proceeds out of your mouth and you don't do it, that's sin. You're sinning against the Most High. When you say you're going to make a commitment, when you say you're going to do something, that's sinning against the Most High. Now it says whether good or evil. Let's see the mannerism of the people in the Old Testament and the mannerism of the saints of the Most High today, the one that's really striving for true holiness and righteousness, versus the people that just say they serve the Most High. Go ahead and give me Judges chapter 11. Judges chapter 11. And we're going to start at verse 30. Now Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Almighty and said, If thou without fail to deliver me the children of Ammon into my hand, that it shall be whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when thou return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Almighty's. I will offer it for a burnt offering. It says, anything that comes to our door, I'll offer it to you if you deliver me from my enemies. So Jephthah passed over to the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Almighty delivered them into his hands. And he smote from Arion even unto to Minnith, even 20 cities unto the plain of vineyards, with a great, very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon was subdued before the children of Israel. And Jotham came to Mizpah unto his house, and said, Behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels, with dances, and she was his only child besides her, and he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to pass, when he saw her, he ripped his clothes, and alas, my daughter, that has brought me very low. Thou art one of those that trouble me, for I have opened my mouth unto the Almighty, and I cannot take it back. So now he has to sacrifice his own daughter to keep his word. And some of you guys in the New Testament, your word can't carry no weight. You say you're going to do something, you can't do it. But I got something for you. Let's keep going. You're going to say, oh, well, he actually fulfilled that, by the way. If you read that whole chapter, he fulfilled that. But you'll say, oh, that's when you vow something onto the Almighty. That's because they vow something on Almighty. And you're going to use that to justify why you could say things or do things and not keep your word. And your word holds no weight. But we got Matthew chapter 5 for you for that one. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5. As a man or a woman, do you really want people, let's say you have 10 people you work at the job, or 10 people you're at a congregation, or 10 people you're at the park, or 10 of your homies. And because your word has no value, do you want people to look at, yeah, he be saying that, or yeah, she be saying that, yeah, she be doing this, yeah, but you know how, man, it's just, you know, I take what she says as a grain of salt. You know how that goes. When that sister says something, it holds no value. It's just in one ear, out the other. I don't even pay no mind, because when sister so-and-so says something, it don't come through. When brother so-and-so says something, do you really want people to look at you that way? Is that how you want people to value you? Just be honest. As a person, wherever I go, job site, wherever, I don't want people looking at me that way. But that's what happens when you can't hold the line. Let's keep going. Matthew chapter 5. We're going to start at verse 33. Matthew chapter 5, verse 33. Let's get it. Again, you have heard it has been said by them of the old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but thou shalt perform the Almighty thy oaths, which we read in numerous chapters about. Hey, you need to, whatever you say unto the Almighty with your lips, you need to do it. It's sin unto you, right? But I say unto you, neither swear at all, neither by heaven, for that is the Almighty's throne, neither by earth, for that is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for that is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by the head, because thou cannot make that one of thy hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, nay, whatsoever is more than these, it cometh evil. So now he actually took it a step above. Not only, oh, well, you need to keep your word only when you swear unto the Almighty. No, you need to keep your word across the board. If you're a child of the Most High, you're my child now. So if you say you're going to take your kids to the park, you take your kids to the park, unless that's sin. Anything other than that is sin. Cometh evil. You're supposed to keep your word across the board. That actually made it harder. He rose the bar. The bar is harder now. The standard is higher. Now anything you say that comes out of your mouth, you need to keep your yeas and yays. If I said I'm going to come to this meeting Sabbath night, I come to the meeting Sabbath night. If not, it's sin. Let's keep going. give me Ephesians chapter 4. It's a shame when you is sister so and so or brother so and so going to be faithful? Nope. It's just shame when your word is like a flip of the coin, whether you're going to come through or not and be faithful to the Most High. When you're going to be faithful to the Most High, it's heads or tails. He's going to be faithful today. She's going to be faithful today. Is that your testimony? Oh, I'm in-housing today for all you people. This is in-house. This is quality control for True Believers United. Is that your testimony? My faithfulness is the flip of a coin. That's how faithful I'm to the Most High. Let's keep going. Ephesians chapter 16. Once again. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 16. From whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted, by which every joint supplieth. So it's not, you know what, this Sabbath day, I really don't feel like coming to service, or I don't feel like doing this, or I don't feel like, it says every joint supplieth. Every joint supplieth. Let's read that. Let's keep going. By which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, making increase of the body unto edifying itself in love. But let's keep going. It says, this I say therefore and testify that you henceforth not walk as other Gentiles walk in the vanity of their mind. They're not faithful. They'll, through a text, I'm not going to be making just because they don't feel like it. They'll make plans with you and cancel the plans and it means nothing. They put no energy to have their word mean something. When you say, hey, my word is bond. No, not the people today. See, that meant something back in the day. My word is bond. But today, these Gentiles or these unbelievers, their word means nothing. So when you get baptized and you're supposed to keep your yeas, yeas, and your nays, nays, you become a new creature. So before you came to the Almighty, your word held no weight. But now that you're in the Almighty, your word needs to hold some weight. You need to be a pillar. You need to be dependable. You need to be faithful. You can't be the old man anymore or the old woman anymore. That has to change. It's above just keeping the Sabbath. Oh, I keep the Sabbath, but you don't keep your yeas, yeas. You might as well break the Sabbath. That's still lying. It says, let no corrupt communication come out of your mouth. You say one thing, you do the other. But I keep the Sabbath and I don't eat pork, but you don't keep your yeas, yeas. You said you'll love the Almighty with all of your heart, with all of your mind, with all of your soul, with all of your strength. When you dipped yourself in that water, you said you'll go all the way with the Most High, and you're not doing it. So then what's that? That's the greatest commandment. Love the Almighty with all of your heart, with all of your mind, with all of your soul, and with all of your strength. That's the greatest commandment. But I keep the Sabbath, though, and I don't eat pork, though, and I don't celebrate Christmas. But then you're missing the bigger picture. You keep the Sabbath, but no brothers and sisters can depend on you for anything. Way to go. You don't eat pork, but brothers and sisters can't depend on you for anything. Way to go. Good job. Really making a difference here. Increasing the body in love. I really see you making it. Man, this congregation is going to go so far with that kind of effort you're putting in. I really see it. Let's keep going. Shout outs. Let's go to verse 18. Having they understand in darkness, which it is, if you can't be a new creature, being alienated from the life of the Most High through ignorance that is burning them because of the blindness of their heart. This is the mindset of an unbeliever. But we're different. We got baptized and we made a vow to the Most High. Who being past feeling, having given themselves unto lasciviousness, the work of uncleanness and greediness. When we come to the Almighty, our body is not our own. Our Sabbaths are not our own. Our Sabbath nights are not our own. Our Sabbath days are not our own. Our time during the week, we are bought with a price. He leases us our time. He leases us our children. He leases us our car. Everything is given from Him. He gives it and He takes it away. So when we come to the Almighty, we can't just have our Sabbath to ourselves anymore. You know what's selfish is it says every joint supplieth. Have you ever been in traffic and this one guy, because it's not like his kid got bit by a rattlesnake or he's rushing his wife to the hospital because she's about to deliver. He decides that his frustration or his need to not be stuck in traffic supersedes the 100 cars in front of him, and they get into the shoulder and start riding the shoulder, and then I come over and I block him like, nah. Because you feel in your mindset that his need is above everyone else's need. And so then when you come to the body and all the body is putting in effort, and you say, well, I shouldn't have to put in effort. Your feelings or your thoughts or your unwantedness to have to come or have to do this, I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't be held accountable. Why do I got to be stuck in this traffic? I'm going to just cut all these people. So what do you think that is when everyone's working to the same goal in the same direction, and you're that one person in the body that just doesn't want to participate? Even though it says every joint supplieth to the special working of every part, make an increase of the body in love. But you know what? My needs or my situation and supersedes everyone else's situation, so I'm not going to give 100%. Everyone else could give 100%, but I'm just going to give 75%. Everyone else could be stuck in traffic, but I'm going to hit the shoulder and just beat everyone else in traffic because I don't feel like it. And my feelings supersede every other car in front of me that's having to wait patiently and doing the same thing. Let's keep going. But you have not so learned Amashiach. This is true. If you can't work a part of a body of Amashiach, how are you a part of the body of Amashiach? And it says you have not learned Amashiach. Because it says every joint is compacted. It says, if so be that you have heard of him and have been taught of him, and the truth is in Yeshua, that you put off concerning the former conversations of the old man. The old man was unfaithful. The old man word didn't carry no weight. The old man was unstable. The old man didn't participate, didn't give 100%. Those are old traits. It says you have not so learned Amashiach. If so be you did, you put off the old man. Why are you taking old man traits and applying it to beat the body of Amashiach? You're taking the old traits and applying that to the new man. And these things can't be. It's always going to be contentious. Always. But let's keep going. That you put off the concern and former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. We just taught about love the other day when everyone was selling houses and land, or even today, tithes and offering. Everyone's putting in, we're working towards the cause, and we're trying to go into the same direction. And Ananias and Supplieth felt that their need, they sold the house and say, hey, I'm just going to give part. Everyone else is giving 100%, but I'm just going to give 80. I'm just going to give 75. And what happened? Was the Almighty pleased with them? We've seen what happened to their latter end. When everyone's giving 100%, and guess what? There goes that people that only want to give 75, 50%. And they feel that their wants and needs supersede the rest of the body of Amashiach to where they don't have to be faithful. Let's see how far that gets them. But let's keep going. Shout outs. Let's get the shout outs going. There be times, I tell you guys numerous times, there's times where we set up, we do Zoom calls, and it's our way to win souls. We used to, me and Brother Vince handed out tracts. We fed the homeless, but we got more results through finding people and asking them for a Zoom call. This works good to tell people random Bible studies. Zooms work very good for them to not just see me teach, but actually meet me, laugh, joke, whatnot, just open fellowship. Zooms is our number one way that we outreach and save souls. But there's times where me and Whitney set up Zooms, and 3 of them, we do 3 or 4 a night, and then all 3 of them flake out. And so we're staying up. We could go to sleep. We can have our Sabbath to ourselves. I could read. I could do whatever, right? But I'm doing this to save souls, and they flake out, you know. And we're trying to win souls, and hey, so be it. It happens. But I'm trying to be faithful to the Most High. I do this for the Most High. I don't do this because I want to be, true Hebrews trying to be super big. I don't do it for the numbers. I do it because I love the Most High. I want to be faithful to the Most High. That's why I do it. Because he says that you shall bear fruit and your fruit shall remain. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But let's keep going. Keturah. Angel, Kovesh, Karen, Occupate, Gia, Johnny, Henry, Alexander, Kamari, Aurelius, Jason, Ariel, Nava, Kashev, and Zahara. I appreciate you guys. Keep pressing. Shout outs. So see the problem, now we're going to get to the problem. This is the problem, the main problem we have in general, not just at True Hebrews United, but obviously we've seen in the book of Acts with Ananias and Sapphira that kept back part of the money. This is the problem we have. Let's get to Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3. We're going to start at verse 14. Revelation chapter 3, verse 14. Unto the angel of the church of Laodiceans. I'll wait until you guys get it. Revelations chapter 3, verse 14. Revelations chapter 3, verse 14. Unto the angel of the church of Laodicean, write these things said unto the Amen. The faithful and true witness. Faithful. Let's be the beginning of creation of the Almighty. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold or hot, and I would that thou wert cold and hot. So because thou art lukewarm, neither cold or hot, I spew thee out of my mouth. Because you don't want to go all the way with the Most High. He's not accepting you. Ananias and Sapphira, everyone was given 100%, but Ananias and Sapphira decided that their wants and their needs and their urgency and their feelings or whatever, that they're just going to give part of the money. They're going to sell this and just give 20% or 50% or 80%. They felt that, oh, man, I ain't doing that. The Almighty didn't make me a fool. They felt that whatever they're going through, they're not going to join and be compacted and where every joint supply and the affection of every word. They're not going to give 100% like everyone else is. So they are lukewarm. They're not willing to go all the way with the Most High. And when people are up, one of the traits that women like in a man is they're faithful. They're faithful. They could depend on them. The traits that a man likes in a woman, it's faithfulness. That they will not cheat on them. You know what I'm saying? Faithfulness too, that their word means something. So as a saint of the Most High, which we just read that the Amen, the beginning of creation, the faithful and true witness, we need to be faithful. Our word has to carry some weight. It has to carry some weight. You can't just be... See, the difference between faithful people is they run across the same adversity, whether traffic, whether a little sick, whether this, and they overcome it so they can keep their word. You have two people. They say, yeah, I'm going to take you, I'm going to do something. One hits traffic and says, oh, well, I hit traffic, let's just reschedule. The other one says, man, I'm going to be a little late, but I'm still going to come through. Another situation, yeah, I'm going to do this. Oh, man, something happened at the job. I had to work late and I'm super tired. I'm not going to come through. Another person said, man, I had to work, man, overtime. I'm tired, but I'm pressing. I mean, I'm going to overcome. It's nothing to me. Another situation, oh, I'm going to take my kids to the park, but, oh, you know, my knee kind of hurts a little bit, or I really wanted to watch this game, so I'm going to cancel. Oh, you know what, I'm just going to miss the game. I told my kids I'm going to take them to the park. I'm just going to miss the football game. I'm going to come through. See, the difference is the people that are faithful go through the same adversity that the unfaithful people do. But the unfaithful people use an excuse on why they can't do something and play the victim card, and the faithful people are overcomers, and they do it. The faithful and the unfaithful face the same adversities, but one chooses to not be the victim and say, I'm still going to keep my word, despite what comes my way. That's the difference. That's the difference. And especially if you're a man, you have to, there's no way you're going to be an unfaithful person and then have the attributes that as a man, as your peers, your other brothers and sisters in the body could esteem you highly. Your wife, your kids, they're looking at you. And if every time is victim card, victim card, victim card, Do you really want to play the victim card the rest of your life? Oh, I can't because of this happened. Oh, because of that happened. Oh, because of this happened. Always a reason why you can't. I refuse to let this situation with the economy and this plague or these shots or whatnot stop me from making money. I'll find other means. If I got laid off Monday, I'll find other means. I'm not going to say, oh, well, you know, guys, guess we got to come back to the States because I got laid. I will find a way to where we can stay out of Babylon. I will overcome. I'm not going to let this adversity come my way and now I'm unfaithful. Oh, I'm really tired today, so guess what? I'm not going to have service today. Wouldn't you just text no service today because Simon's tired? Text no service today because Simon, you know, got stung by a bee, and even though he's okay, he's just not in the mood. Tell him no Zooms today because Simon's just not in the mood. No, I'm faithful. It says when the Son of Man comes, when he finds faith on earth, and faith comes from faithful people. The reason why I've been serving the Almighty going on 20 years is because I'm faithful. I'm not dropping standards. I'm not going to use excuses on why I can't serve the Lord, why I can't obey, why I can't do something. Rise to the occasion. Brothers and sisters across the whole planet, rise to the occasion. Let's keep going. Revelation. So it says, I spew you out of my mouth because you're not hot or cold. You're not trying to go all the way. You're not trying to go all the way with the Most High. I spew you out of my mouth. So let's keep going. Give me verse 18. I counsel thee to buy me gold tried with fire, that thou might be rich, and white raiment, that thou might be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness shall not appear, and anoint thy eyes with eye salve, that thou might see. You people that's unfaithful, you're naked. You're naked. It's clear as day. There's no reason why not to be. 9 times out of 10, when people's unfaithful, it's because there's some sin behind the scenes. And it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. But when I find people slowly being more and more unfaithful, you wait a year or two down the road and the truth will come out. They wasn't serving how they said they were serving. They wasn't obeying how they said they was obeying. And it's not no absolute, because there's people that's just in their childhood or as coming out of high school, they never develop accountability and they never been taught, hey, you need to keep your word, and their parents never taught that. So there's sometimes where people that's just their trait that they have to get out of. But sometimes people are unfaithful because of sin, because they doing stuff they don't know they need to not be doing, and they hide it behind the scenes, and you can't be faithful. How you gonna be faithful so Almighty and still be committing sin? It's not possible. So you'll see through their unfaithfulness 6 months, 8 months down the road, like, oh, we seen the signs a while ago, but that's where it came from. Let's keep going. Behold, I stand at the door and knock, that if any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come unto him and sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh will I grant him to sit with me in my throne, even as I overcame and have sat down in my Father in his throne. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto me. Go ahead and give me John chapter 15, Gospel John chapter 15. Verse 1 and 2. Oh, my bad. Gospel John chapter 15, verse 1 and 2. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purges it, that it might bring forth more fruit. So he's not saying the sinners aren't in him. He said every branch in me that beareth not fruit. People that are baptized in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. Those branches that are serving sin, serving the devil, they're not in him. Let's read that again. Verse 2, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. Sinners aren't in him. They're not connected to him. He's dealing with his own people. He's in-housing, correcting right now. Just like Revelation, he's in-housing. Just like today, we in-housing. He says, every branch in me. Now you have to ask your question. Are you really bearing fruit? Even you people on Facebook and YouTube, just because you type stuff, are you out there trying to save souls and have someone repent and get baptized and live holy for the rest of their life? What are you doing to bear fruit? And fruit starts in yourself. Yeah, you stop cussing, you stop lying, stop committing adultery, stop fornicating, start keeping the Sabbath, stop keeping these false days. Yes, we understand that. We understand you have to develop the fruits of the Spirit, which we're talking about: long-suffering, long-suffering, and joy, and peace, and love, and charity. We're learning that stuff. And it starts with yourself. But also, you need to bear fruit. And when you're lukewarm, there's no way you're out there saving souls and doing the work of the Almighty, working in His field, but you lukewarm. Half in, half out. That plays with people. When you're dating girls, and they want a commitment. Oh, I'm not really interested in a serious relationship right now. Oh, I just came out of a serious relationship. I ain't trying to rush in. And they use whatever excuse to where they can still hit it and quit it. They're going to say whatever they say to where they can indulge in all the benefits with none of the accountability. So they're going to say, yeah, I got my heart broken by a girl and this and this. That just buys them more time to where they could use you and benefit from you with no commitment. But these women keep falling for the same trap. So whatever, right? So, back to what I'm saying, we got to be fully committed. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Last two scriptures. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Start at verse 1. Got something in my throat. Better not be that one thing. I heard you only got to take 5 days off now. It used to be 10 days until you get a negative test. But now it's only 5 days. I ain't trying to get no days. Let's get it. Now, concerning spiritual gifts, I would not have you be ignorant. He don't want us to be ignorant. Ignorant, is without understanding. Like if you say I'm computer ignorant or whatnot, or illiterate or whatnot, it's just without understanding. I would not have you be ignorant. You know that the Gentiles never carried away with these dumb idols, even as you were led. Wherefore I give unto you understand that no man speaketh by the Spirit of the Almighty, calleth Yeshua HaMashiach, your curse, that no man can say that Yeshua HaMashiach is the Almighty, but by the Ruach HaKodesh. Like we were saying earlier, he only gave his identity to a few people until he rose and ascended. So let's keep going. Now there are diversities of the gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administration, but the same Almighty. There are diversities of operation, but is in the same Almighty which worketh in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man and is a profit with all. Let's keep going. For one is given the spirit of the word of wisdom, and another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, another faith by the same Spirit, another gifts and healing by the same Spirit, to another working of miracles, another prophecy, another discerning of spirits, another diverse kinds of tongues, and another interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh one of the same self-Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. This is why I said no man will have all understanding or all knowledge of the Holy Scriptures, because you need all parts of the bodies to have the full picture. Let's keep going. Verse 12, for as the body is one, and have many members, and all members of that body being many are one body, so also is our Mashiach. So we one body, we all need to be working together. Let's keep going. For by one Spirit that we are all baptized into one body. So we're all in one body. You decide to get baptized, that's what it is. You're part of the body of our Mashiach. And we being Hebrews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, have been all made to drink of that one Spirit. For the body is not of one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not part of the body, is it therefore not part of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not part of the body, is it therefore not part of the body? And if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? And if the whole were the hearing, where were the smelling? But now have the Almighty set the members, every one of them in the body as it pleaseth him. All of us have different parts of the body. All of us is important. I never believed in how the pastor has this supreme power and what he says goes. I always believe stuff should be voted. There should be an elder board, a mother board. There should be checks and balances in all things. every one of them in the body as it pleases him. And if there were all one member, where would the body? But now are many members, yet but one body. The eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the foot, I have no need of them. This is why I don't recognize anyone that does not have a congregation as a brother or sister in the Most High. Unless their minister died or their church went false, the minister turned false, and they left that congregation, but they were serving that certain scenarios. But if you're trying to say you're a believer, but you don't have a congregation, then how are you part of the body? How are you part of the body? Because essentially, these people that are not looking for a congregation, they're essentially says, I'm the I, and I have no need of thee. Essentially, that's what they're doing. Because they're just going to stay on Facebook and say Shabbat Shalom. They're not looking for a congregation. They don't want to be a part of a congregation. So they're separating themselves from the body and say, I have no need of thee. This applies to these people that is not looking for a congregation. They're not brothers and sisters in the Most High. Do not call them brother and sister, brother so-and-so, sister so-and-so. They're not saved. You cannot have that mindset and be saved. There's no way. If you don't have a congregation, you need to be looking for a congregation. And if you're a person saying you're saved, but not even part of a congregation, you're not saved. So let's keep going. Verse 22. Nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary, and those members of the body we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow the most abundant honor. Our comely parts are more abundant in comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but the Almighty hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to the part which lacketh. That there should be no schisms in the body, but the members should have the same care one for another. Now, if a person's not giving 100%, are they caring one for another? If everyone else is giving 100% and someone's being unfaithful, is that caring one for another? Everyone's giving and this person decides not to give because money's tight right now or whatever reason why they don't have to give 100% while they watch everyone else give 100%. Is that caring for everyone? But let's keep going. Now, verse 26, and whether one member suffer, all members suffer. Or whether one member be honored, all members be honored. And I always say that if I eat, we all going to eat. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing good, every person that truly unites is going to be doing good. Now you are the body of Amashiach and members in particular. And the Almighty has set them in the church. First apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers. After that miracles, gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversity of tongues. Are all apostles, are all prophets, are all teachers, are all workers of miracles. Have all the gifts of healing. Do we speak with all tongues? Or do we interpret it? But covet earthly the best gift, and I'll shew unto you more excellent way. So we're a part of the body, and we need to work as a team. And so when you say you're a part of the body and you get baptized and you're not being a team player, then it's opposite of what the Almighty wants you to do. You're outside the will of the Most High because you're not being a team player. So let's last scripture. Ephesians chapter 4 once again. Ephesians chapter 4 once again. Let's do it. From whom the whole body, we just read about the body, right? The whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, make an increase of the body unto edifying itself in love. Everyone needs to do their part. If not, that's called selfishness. Everyone needs to keep their word. If not, that's not keeping your yays, and you sin against the Most High. So, hopefully that helps you guys out. Oh, news. It's supposed to be news today. Oh, I guess there's people are going to the graveyards and finding Bluetooth signals in the graveyards because people that took some kind of syringe into their arm, because I got blocked last time talking about this. I guess it leaves a signal, but I talked about hydrogels and how that stuff goes to the brain and how I believe it makes you the antenna, but you need a transmitter, which eventually will be the microchip. That will be the transmitter, and then you already had a syringe in you, so that makes you you could receive and transmit. You're the antenna, and then you need you're the signal. You can receive the signal, and then you need a transmitter, which will be the microchip. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I'm not saying it's true, nor am I prophesying, but I believe when they set this financial infrastructure, the microchip will be there, and since you have the hydrogel, and then now they're making you take some Boost Mobile, multiple doses of Boost Mobile phones, whatever, syringes, You're just getting more hydrogels in you, which is metal particles that go to the brain. And I'm looking up some stuff. I haven't fully said it because it might not, the Bible says prove all things, but they're saying that with the 5G network, once they set something at a certain megahertz, some of these things people are putting inside them, they have different sorts of elements. And once they let the 5G send off a certain signal, then it's going to release, these hydrogels will release this because it's already weakening your immune system. And then you'll see a real breakout of plagues going on in the world because the 5G will release this with the Boost mobile telephone, multiple dosage, I'll say that. So that I have to keep looking up, but I already was looking up the hydrogels. And also I was already looking up, certain things with the hydrogels and with the RNA, changing your RNA and making you a chimera. So I'm not sure, I wouldn't doubt if they took bones from the giants, from the Nephilim, and used that in some of the, I can't say that. Use that in some of the substances they put in you through a sharp piece of metal. And then now they changed you into a chimera. You know what I'm saying? Now your DNA's mixed in with the Nephilim. It wouldn't surprise me. Then it essentially can make you almost impossible to be saved. So I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but it says there's spiritual wickedness in high places. So with all that said being done, keep standing. Don't drop standard, Brother Johnny. I need to talk to you right after service. Don't drop standards. Shalom.